I stared at the clock glowing on the wall. It's almost 11, Emma, I said, trying to keep my voice calm. Where were you this time? She tossed her keys on the table and sighed. Can you not start tonight, Evan? I'm tired. Tired. I stepped closer. You've been coming home late every night this week. I just want to know what's going on. You're doing it again, she muttered, rubbing her temple. You're acting like I owe you a report for every second of my life. I never said that. I'm just worried. She laughed, but there was no warmth in it. Worried? Or paranoid? Emma, come on. I'm trying to talk to you. You're trying to control me, she snapped. No, I'm not, I said quietly. I'm your husband. I'm allowed to ask where you were. That's not how marriage works, she shot back. Then tell me how it works now, I said. Because lately, it feels like you hate talking to me. She grabbed a bottle of water and twisted the cap aggressively. You're imagining things. I'm not. You barely look at me anymore. You don't sit with me. You don't even eat dinner with me. What changed? Nothing changed, she said, drinking quickly. You're just being sensitive. Sensitive. My voice cracked. Emma, I can feel you slipping away. I'm not blind. She slammed the bottle on the counter. God, Evan, can you stop being dramatic? I'm not dramatic. I'm worried about us. Us? She repeated, like the word annoyed her. There is no us if you keep acting like this. So talking to you is a problem now. You're not talking, she snapped. You're interrogating. If coming home late wasn't a problem, why can't you just tell me where you were? I don't need to explain myself every night. I'm not asking for every night, I said. Just tonight. She glared at me. Out. With who? Friends. Which friends? Oh my God, she groaned. Do you hear yourself? Emma, I whispered. I can't fix anything if you don't talk to me. I don't need fixing, she said. I didn't say you do. But you meant it, she muttered. I took a breath. Just tell me the truth. The truth is you're suffocating. Suffocating. I repeated. I barely ask for anything. That's the problem, she said. You pretend you're soft and understanding, but you're always judging me. I'm not judging you. Yes, you are. No, I'm not. I'm trying. Trying what? She cut in. To trap me in this house? To make me feel guilty for having a life. I never said that, I protested. I just want to feel close to you again. Well, maybe I don't want that, she muttered, almost under her breath. I felt something cold grip my chest. You don't want to be close to me? She rolled her eyes. Don't twist my words. I'm not twisting anything. I'm asking what you mean. It means I'm tired, she snapped. I'm tired of this marriage, I'm tired of your questions, and I'm tired of pretending everything is fine. I swallowed. We can fix it. Just talk to me. She didn't answer. Emma, I said softly, I still love you. She finally looked at me, but her eyes were hard. Love doesn't fix everything. Maybe not, I whispered, but honesty does. Then be honest with yourself for once, she said. You're the one pushing me away. How? I asked. By caring. By clinging, she retorted. I'm clinging because I'm scared I'm losing you. You're not losing me, she said, her voice rising. You're pushing me. I'm trying to save us. Well, stop trying. Her voice echoed off the walls. We both froze. Emma, I whispered, what are you really saying? She looked at me, no warmth, no guilt, just frustration. And then her hand flew. The slap cracked through the room, so loud it stunned both of us. My cheek stung instantly. My breath caught. Emma, what the hell? I whispered. She shook her head like she was the victim. I'm done with this. You hit me, I whispered, still in disbelief. You pushed me to it, she snapped. I touched my cheek, feeling the heat spreading across it. I just wanted to talk. Well, I don't, she said. She grabbed her purse. I'm going to Lily's. At midnight. Yes. Call her, I said. Put her on speaker. Please. She paused for 1 second, just one, but she didn't turn around. I'm not doing this. Emma, wait, I begged. Don't walk out like this. We can still. She swung the door open. I'm sleeping at Lily's. Don't wait up. Emma. She slammed the door before I could finish. The house fell silent. I stood there, staring at the door, touching the cheek she struck. My mind kept replaying it, over and over. My name is Evan Reed, 29 years old, a mechanic from Ohio. And tonight, I realized I had no idea who my wife really was. I woke up with my heart pounding. The bed was cold beside me. Emma. I called out, even though I already knew she wasn't home. I grabbed my phone and dialed her. It rang once, then went straight to voicemail. Emma, call me back, I said. Please. I stared at the screen for a long moment before opening my messages and tapping on Lily's name. Hey, was Emma with you last night? I typed. Her reply came fast. No. Why? I felt my stomach drop. I called her immediately. Lily, it's Evan. Hey, she said. Is everything okay? No, I whispered. Emma told me she was staying with you. She wasn't, Lily said. I haven't seen her in weeks. I rubbed my forehead. You're sure? Evan, why would I lie about that? I don't know, I muttered. I just needed to check. Is something going on between you two? I don't know anymore, I said. Thanks for telling me. Please be careful, okay? I will, I said and hung up. I stepped outside and sat on the porch. My hands shook as I opened the family location app, something I hadn't touched in months. I tapped Emma's name. It loaded slowly, like it knew something I didn't want to see. A hotel address popped up. No, I whispered. No, no, no. I stared at the screen, trying to breathe. She wouldn't do that. But the map didn't lie. She said Lily's house, I said to myself. She looked me in the eyes. My chest tightened. I didn't want to jump to conclusions. I didn't want to believe what every sign screamed at me. I got into my truck and drove to the shop, hoping work would distract me. When I walked in, Ryan was leaning over an engine. He looked up immediately. Dude, he said, you look like hell. I didn't sleep. What happened? He asked. I shook my head. You're busy. Evan, he said, wiping his hands, talk. I hesitated, but the words finally came out. Emma didn't come home last night. His eyebrows rose. Again, I sat on a crate, elbows on my knees. She said she was staying at Lily's. That sounds weird already. I know. I swallowed. Lily said she wasn't with her. Ryan stared at me. Seriously? Yeah. What did Emma say when you called her? She didn't answer. Ryan let out a slow breath. Okay. What else? I checked her location history. Damn, he whispered. What did it say? She was at a hotel all night. Ryan's jaw tightened. Which hotel? The one off Route 19. He cursed under his breath. Evan, that's not good. I know, I said. I'm trying not to jump to the worst. You're not jumping, he said. You're connecting dots. I don't want these dots, I whispered. He sat across from me. Look, man, I didn't say anything before because I wasn't sure. But she's been acting different for months. I lifted my eyes. Different how? She shows up here sometimes, he said. New clothes. New perfume. Smiling at her phone like a teenager. My chest sank even lower. Why didn't you tell me? I didn't want to hurt you unless I had proof, he said. And I wasn't sure it meant anything. It means something, I whispered. Ryan leaned forward. Evan, I'm your best friend. I'm telling you this because I care. Something is off with her. I rubbed my face. I feel like an idiot. You're not an idiot. You're a husband trying to trust his wife. Trust, I repeated. I thought we still had that. He looked at me, eyes softening. Do you want to talk to her when she gets home? I don't even know what to say, I said. If I confront her, she'll twist it. She always twists everything. She hit you last night, he reminded me. That's not normal. I know, I said. But a part of me keeps saying maybe she's just stressed. Ryan shook his head. Stressed people cry, vent, or take a walk. They don't lie about where they sleep. I felt something sharp stab inside my chest. What if I'm losing her? I whispered. He placed a hand on my shoulder. If she's already gone, that's on her, not you. I closed my eyes. I'm scared of knowing the truth. Then you're human, Ryan said. But you deserve the truth. I nodded slowly. Yeah, I guess I do. The heaviness in my chest grew. Betrayal wasn't a word I wanted to consider, but it was already settling inside me. When Emma walked through the door that evening, she acted like nothing had happened. Hey, she said softly. I'm sorry about last night. I stared at her. You slapped me, Emma. I know, she whispered. I was stressed. I didn't mean it. That's your explanation? She gave me a weak smile. Can we please not fight again? I just want peace tonight. Peace, I repeated, trying to process it. She stepped closer, but not close enough to actually touch me. I shouldn't have yelled. I shouldn't have walked out. I'm trying, okay? I nodded slowly. Then tell me where you were. She looked down. I told you. I was out clearing my head. That's not what you said last night. I was confused, she said quickly. I didn't want you to worry. I already was worried. I know, she whispered. And I'm sorry. She smiled again, but her eyes were empty. I smelled something faint as she walked past me, cologne. Not mine. Not anything we owned. Emma, what's that smell? She froze. What smell? Cologne. Oh, she muttered. Probably from work. Someone hugged me today. Who hugged you? She shrugged. A coworker. It wasn't a big deal. Since when do coworkers hug you? She turned around sharply. Evan, can we drop it? You always want to drop things, I said. That's the problem. She didn't respond. She just walked into the bedroom and said, I need a shower. Yeah, I muttered. Of course you do. When I heard the bathroom door click shut and the water running, my chest tightened. Something was wrong. I'd known it for days, maybe weeks. Stop thinking like this, I whispered to myself. Stop assuming the worst. But the thought didn't stop. It just grew darker by the second. Her phone was on the dresser. I stared at it, my palms sweating. I didn't want to invade her privacy. I didn't want to be this kind of husband. But I also didn't want to be a fool. Just check, I whispered. Just once. My hands shook as I grabbed the phone. The screen opened with her usual code. I went through recent messages. Nothing unusual. Too clean. Too normal. Too perfect. No one is this perfect, I muttered. Then I noticed a contact that didn't belong. Marcus Roof Repair. I frowned. We don't need roof work. I tapped the name, and everything I'd been scared of hit me all at once. Messages. Hundreds of them. No talk about roofs. No talk about repairs. Just, I miss your smell already. Last night was crazy. He didn't suspect anything, right? Can't stop thinking of your hands. My vision blurred. No, please, I whispered, scrolling faster. My fingers trembled so violently I almost dropped the phone. I saw emojis she never used with me. Words she never spoke to me. Jokes she never laughed at with me. Everything intimate. Everything painful. Who the hell is Marcus? I muttered. Then I saw one message with a real name. Mark, your trouble. Mark. Mark Turner. Her co-worker. I felt my knees weaken. Not him, I whispered. Not someone she sees every day. The shower kept running. I could hear her humming. Relaxed. Normal. My heart cracked. I kept reading. More messages. Plans to meet again. Inside jokes about me. He's clueless. He thinks I'm stressed. He won't check my phone. My breath hitched. I pressed my hand over my mouth to keep from making a sound. She lied to me, I whispered. She lied straight to my face. I scrolled again. Same time next week. Same hotel. I can't wait to feel you again. I dropped the phone onto the bed. My whole body felt cold. No, I whispered. No, she wouldn't do this to me. But the proof was right in front of me. Digital. Clear. Brutal. I stood there, staring at the screen, feeling like I was floating outside my body. The woman I loved, the woman I built a life with, was sending messages like this to someone else. Meeting him. Touching him. Laughing with him. The bathroom water shut off. I panicked, grabbed her phone, and placed it exactly where it had been. My heart hammered so hard it hurt. She called out, Evan, are you still out there? I forced my voice steady. Yeah. The door opened. Steam drifted out. She stepped into the bedroom wearing a towel, acting casual, like she hadn't destroyed my world. You okay? She asked. I swallowed hard. Yeah. Just tired. Me too, she said. Long day. I nodded, unable to look at her. If I looked at her, I'd scream. I'd cry. I'd fall apart. Let's just sleep, she said. Sure, I muttered. I walked out of the room before she saw my face twist in pain. My chest felt like it was splitting open. Betrayal wasn't a guess anymore. It wasn't a fear. It was real. And it was mine. For 3 days I pretended nothing was wrong, even though everything inside me screamed constantly. Emma acted normal in front of me, but her eyes darted around like someone hiding something sharp. Every night she texted someone with her screen turned away, tapping quickly and smiling faintly. When I walked into the room, she jumped and locked her phone like I was a threat. I said nothing, because saying something felt like admitting I already knew the truth. She told me she had back-to-back meetings, but the meetings always happened after dinner. Whenever I asked who she was meeting, she gave vague names that never sounded real. My anger twisted with sadness until both feelings blended into something cold and empty. I barely slept, lying awake listening to her whisper into her phone in the hallway. The more she lied, the more numb I became, like my heart was turning to stone. On the third night she walked in dressed nicely, saying she had a work dinner. Do you need me to drive you? I asked, pretending to be supportive. She laughed nervously and said she was meeting coworkers who lived nearby anyway. Her perfume lingered after she left, mixed with a cologne I didn't recognize at all. I waited 10 minutes, then opened the location app with hands shaking uncontrollably. The little dot showing her phone blinked at the same hotel as last time. I whispered, "Please don't let this be real," even though I knew it was. I grabbed my keys and drove, gripping the steering wheel hard enough to hurt. The road felt longer than usual, every streetlight stretching my dread further and further. At the hotel parking lot, I sat breathing heavily, trying not to break completely. Just confirm it, I told myself, though confirmation felt like choosing heartbreak. I stepped out of the truck slowly, feeling the cool air sting my face painfully. Inside the lobby, the clerk glanced up but didn't question me as I walked past. I took the elevator, counting the floors while my chest thudded like a drum. The hallway smelled of carpet cleaner and something floral that made me feel sick. I stopped outside the room number I'd memorized from her messages with Mark. I heard muffled voices, but I forced myself to listen closely, heart in my throat. Then I heard her laugh, the same laugh she once saved only for me. A man's voice followed, warm and confident, speaking softly like they shared a secret world. My legs weakened, and I leaned against the wall because the sound cut through me. I pulled out my phone, hit record, and held it near the door carefully. "Why am I doing this?" I whispered, though I already knew the painful answer. I needed proof, because she would deny everything and twist the truth again. Their voices grew clearer, filled with teasing and intimacy that stabbed like knives repeatedly. The laughter turned into quiet moans, and my stomach twisted so hard I almost collapsed. I knocked once, very lightly, like part of me still wanted to be caught. Silence hit the hallway instantly, and I heard shuffling inside the room nervously. No one answered, which somehow hurt more than if they had opened the door. I backed away slowly, because seeing them would shatter whatever strength I had left. At the elevator, my breathing turned into shaking sobs I tried to swallow painfully. By the time I reached the parking lot, my vision was blurry from tears streaming. I climbed into my truck and slammed the door, finally letting everything pour out. I cried hard, louder than I had since I was a kid scared of thunderstorms. "Why, Emma?" I shouted into the steering wheel, hitting it with trembling fists repeatedly. "Why wasn't I enough for you?" I whispered when my voice gave out completely. I wiped my face, grabbed my phone, and dialed Ryan because I had no one else. He answered on the second ring, and immediately heard the pain in my voice. "Ryan," I said, choking on the word, "I think my marriage is officially dead." He didn't hesitate or gasp. He just breathed and let me speak without judgment. "Where are you?" he asked calmly, like he was preparing to drive immediately. "In the hotel parking lot," I said, still shaking from everything I had heard. "Did you see her?" he asked, keeping his voice low and steady deliberately. "No," I said, "but I heard everything. I don't need to see it anymore." Ryan sighed heavily, the kind of sigh filled with anger he didn't want to show. "Evan, listen," he said. "You're not alone in this, not for a second." His words hit me harder than the betrayal, like someone finally catching me safely. "Come to my place," he added firmly. "You shouldn't sit there hurting by yourself." I nodded even though he couldn't see me, because I needed someone tonight. "Okay," I whispered, my voice small. "I'm coming. Just please don't hang up yet." Ryan stayed on the line while I started the engine, guiding me back from darkness. I didn't sleep at all after leaving the hotel parking lot. I kept hearing Emma laugh with him every time I closed my eyes. By sunrise, I stood in front of the bathroom mirror staring at myself. "You can't live like this," I whispered, gripping the sink tightly. My eyes looked hollow, like someone drained the life out of me overnight. "I'm done hurting," I said to my reflection, feeling something shift inside. That was the moment I decided I wasn't staying in this marriage anymore. I walked to the kitchen table and spread out everything I had saved. The recordings, the screenshots, and every message that cut me open completely. "This is all the truth she kept hiding," I whispered to myself sadly. I printed the messages slowly, each one feeling like another punch to my chest. After gathering everything, I searched online for a divorce attorney nearby. That's how I found Sarah Nolan, someone people said was calm and sharp. I drove to her office with my heart thudding like something heavy inside me. When I sat across from her, she glanced at the papers carefully. "Rough night?" she asked gently, adjusting her glasses as she examined everything. "The worst night of my life," I said, forcing myself to breathe evenly. Sarah nodded slowly. Tell me what happened and what you're hoping to do. I explained everything, stumbling a few times when my voice cracked painfully. She listened without interrupting, letting me spill every hurt I had been carrying. When I finished, she folded her hands and looked directly at me. Betrayal destroys marriages long before the paperwork does, she said quietly. I swallowed hard. I never thought she'd do this to me. Most people never do, she replied. But you're not powerless here. She walked me through the process and made everything clear and manageable. You deserve peace, she added. And peace doesn't live beside betrayal. Her words hit me harder than I expected, steadying something inside my chest. I signed the initial paperwork with trembling hands, but a clearer mind. When I left her office, I felt strange, hurt but finally standing again. That evening I waited in the living room with the printed messages ready. The house felt different, like it already knew what was coming tonight. When Emma walked in, she smiled brightly like she carried no guilt at all. Hey babe, she said cheerfully. I brought dinner. Your favorite chicken pasta. I didn't answer, just watched her take off her jacket slowly. Why are you looking at me like that? She asked, sounding uncomfortable. I pointed to the table. Sit down. We need to talk. Now. She frowned. Evan, what's going on? You're scaring me acting like this. I placed the stack of printed messages in front of her silently. Read them, I said, my voice calm in a way that surprised even me. She picked up the papers with shaking hands, her eyes scanning quickly. Where did you get these? She whispered, her voice barely staying steady. You left the truth in your phone, I replied. I just finally looked. Her face drained completely as she flipped through the pages trembling. Evan, I can explain, she said, but her voice sounded defeated already. No, I said. You had months to explain. You chose lies instead. She pressed her hand to her face. Please don't do this tonight. Tonight is exactly when this needs to happen, I answered firmly. She stared at me. Do you really want to throw our marriage away? I'm not throwing anything, I said. You burned it yourself. She reached toward me, but I stepped back instinctively. I'm done letting you break me. The moment the words left my mouth, Emma's whole body collapsed. Evan, please, she whispered, grabbing the papers with shaking hands. Please don't do this. I can explain everything. There's nothing left to explain, I said quietly. It wasn't what you think, she cried, wiping her face. I was stressed. I felt lonely. I made a mistake. A stupid, stupid mistake. A mistake, I repeated. You don't book hotel rooms for mistakes. She covered her mouth. I didn't mean to hurt you. I swear I didn't mean to. You hurt me the moment you chose him, I said. Everything after that was just confirmation. She stood and reached for me, but I stepped back. Her hand hung in the air, trembling. Don't pull away from me, she begged. Please, just let me explain. Explain what? I asked. How you lied every night. How you came home smelling like another man. How you slapped me because you got caught. She flinched hard. I didn't mean to hit you. I was overwhelmed. I shook my head. Stop blaming stress. Stop blaming everything except yourself. I'm not blaming everything, she said. I'm blaming myself too. I know I ruined everything. You didn't ruin it, I said. You destroyed it. She sank to her knees. Evan, I love you. No, I said, my voice cracking. You loved the version of me that didn't know. She hit the floor with her fist. I was stupid. I was angry. I felt ignored. Ignored? I asked. Every time I tried to talk to you, you pushed me away. I didn't mean to, she shouted. I just didn't know how to deal with anything. You dealt with it by running to someone else, I said. That tells me everything. She crawled closer until she sat at my feet. Please look at me, she whispered. I forced myself to meet her eyes. They were red, desperate, terrified. But all I felt was distance. I saw everything, I said softly. I heard everything. I knew long before tonight. Her breath hitched. Why you listened? You went there. You left me no choice. She sobbed into her hands. Evan, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. You said it meant nothing, I said. But you went back. Again and again. It didn't mean anything emotionally, she cried. It was just attention. I was weak. That doesn't make it better. I know, she whispered. But I can fix this. I'll block him. I'll quit my job. I'll go to counseling. I'll do anything. It's too late. No, it's not, she begged. People fix marriages after worse things than this. Maybe. But not ours. She shook her head violently. Why not? Why can't we try? Why can't you fight for us like you used to? I did fight, I said. I fought for months while you hid everything. I was scared, she screamed. So was I. I fired back. I was scared every night, wondering why you didn't want me anymore. Her face twisted in pain. I still want you. You wanted him more. She slammed her hand on the floor again and again until I grabbed her wrist. Stop, I said. Then don't leave me, she cried. Please don't leave me. I let go of her wrist and stepped back. You left me first, I whispered. She stared at me like the words shattered her. Evan, please, she choked out. I can't lose you. I can't. You lost me when you chose someone else, I said. Everything after that was just me catching up. She leaned forward, hugging my legs, sobbing so hard her whole body shook. Don't walk away, she said through tears. Don't end us. We're already over, I said gently. She froze, then slowly slid down to the floor, her forehead pressing against the hardwood. Her sobs turned into broken gasps that echoed through the house. She pounded her fist on the floor, once, twice, then over and over in frustration and grief. I didn't move. Watching her break didn't bring me relief. It didn't bring revenge. It didn't fix the hole she left in me. It just made the truth clearer. Her tears came too late. The morning after everything fell apart, I packed a bag without saying a word. Emma sat on the couch watching me, shaking. Evan, are you really leaving? She whispered. I already left, I said, zipping my bag. I'm just taking my things now. She reached out weakly. Please don't go. But I walked out anyway. For the next week, I stayed at Ryan's place. He didn't ask questions. He just let me have the spare room and gave me space to breathe. At night, I lay awake staring at the ceiling, replaying everything. Sometimes I whispered, how did I let it get this far? Other times, I just let the quiet surround me because I had no energy left for anything else. Every morning, my phone buzzed with messages from Emma. I'm sorry. I can fix this. Please talk to me. I can't live like this. I need you. I didn't reply. Ryan noticed one night while we were sitting in the kitchen. You gonna answer her? No, I said. You sure you don't want closure? I already got closure, I said. I got it at that hotel door. He nodded. Then keep doing what you're doing. I tried focusing on work, on small tasks, on breathing normally. On the third day, Sarah Nolan called me to confirm the next steps. Do you want to finalize this as soon as possible? She asked. Yes, I said. I need this chapter closed. You're doing the right thing, she assured me. I thanked her, appreciating how steady her voice sounded. She didn't pity me. She just moved things forward. But healing wasn't a straight line. Some nights I drove aimlessly, music low, windows cracked. I let the cool wind hit my face while I asked myself questions I didn't want answers to. Why wasn't I enough? How long was she pretending? Was any of it real? The silence answered for her. By the second week, Emma's messages shifted. He blocked me. Everyone at work knows. Lily won't talk to me. Please, Evan, I'm falling apart. I stared at each message but stayed still. I didn't feel anger anymore, just a tired sadness. Ryan saw me reading one of the longer texts and asked, You okay? Yeah, I said. It doesn't hurt like it used to. That's healing, he said. Ugly but real. One evening, Emma sent, I'm sorry for all the lies. I don't expect forgiveness, but please don't hate me. I set the phone down gently. Why does she think I hate her? I murmured. Ryan looked over. Do you? I shook my head. I don't feel enough to hate. You're getting stronger, he said. Maybe he was right. Over the next month, I met with Sarah again to sign more papers. She spread everything out neatly. Almost done, she said. You holding up? I think so. You look different, she said. Lighter. I feel lighter, I admitted. It's strange. The silence doesn't scare me anymore. Silence is healing, she smiled. Noise is what destroys marriages like yours. When I left her office, I sat in my truck for a while, noticing how steady my hands were for the first time in weeks. Meanwhile, Emma's life kept unraveling. I didn't go looking for information. People brought it to me without me asking. Ryan told me one night, Mark quit. Disappeared. No goodbye. No explanation. I nodded. Figures. And apparently everyone found out about them. She's been crying at work. I took a slow breath. Karma works on its own. You're not going to say anything? To who? And why? I asked. I'm not part of her story anymore. He nodded. Good. Keep it that way. Then it happened. Emma called from a blocked number. I stared at the phone buzzing in my hand. After a long moment, I answered. Her voice came through instantly, shattering and weak. Evan, please don't hang up. What do you want? He left me, she whispered. Mark left. He blocked me. Everyone knows. I can't even go to work without people staring. I lost everything. I didn't speak. Say something, she begged. Please. I waited. Do you hate me? She finally asked, voice trembling. Tell me the truth. Do you hate me? I took a slow breath. No, she gasped. You don't. No, I said softly. I just don't feel anything anymore. Silence filled the line. Heavy. Final. Crushing. She whispered, I deserve that. Yes, I said. You do. Is this really the end? She asked. It ended the night I heard you laughing with him. She sobbed quietly. I'm sorry, Evan. I'll be sorry forever. I know, I said. Goodbye, Emma. Before she could say anything else, I hung up and blocked the number. The quiet that followed didn't feel empty. It felt peaceful. A few days later, after everything was finalized, I drove out to a hill outside town. The sun was setting, painting the sky gold and soft red. I stepped out of my truck and stood there alone, breathing in the cool evening air. For the first time in a long time, I didn't feel broken. I felt free. I whispered, betrayal broke me, but it rebuilt me too. And as the wind moved around me, warm and gentle, the silence finally tasted like freedom.